From the ancient Mayan astrologers to the legendary Nostradamus, the mysteries of the future have been explored by many, but interpreted correctly by only a select few. One of these current visionaries is spirit man Joseph Tittel.
You're one of the top, best psychic mediums that I know. You're amazing. And when you make predictions, I listen, that's for sure.
Through over 20 years of communicating with spirit, Joseph has been able to predict upcoming headlines, natural disasters, and major world events with extreme accuracy.
Japan will endure 2 major earthquakes over the next 18 months.
Northeastern Japan is being hit by a tsunami that's following an earthquake thought to have measured 8.9 on the Richter scale.
Record-breaking floods and issues related to water.
The storm bringing hurricane-force winds in some areas, more than 9 inches of rain just north of San Francisco.
Russia will also endure major issues and floods in 2014, including rivers that overflow from large amounts of water that falls from the sky in a short period of time.
Tonight, at least 25 people are dead after the worst flooding in more than a century in Eastern Europe. Tens of thousands of people were forced from their homes after more than 4 months' worth of rain fell in just a single day.
I believe the entire royal family could be in danger in an assassination attempt on the Queen.
British police say they have uncovered a suspected terror plot. The Queen was a potential target.
An elevator wire snapped, sending an elevator falling several stories, possibly 15 or more.
The horrifying ride in an elevator in Chile. A man enters on the first floor. He saw the elevator malfunctions before the doors even closed, but the elevator shoots up 30 floors in just 15 seconds, crashing into the building's roof.
Carnival Cruise Line will encounter major issues in 2014. Not a year to take a cruise, that's for sure.
That cruise ship right there, the Crown Princess, have been sickened by the norovirus.
Deadly hot air balloon accident.
New developments now in a deadly hot air balloon crash in Virginia.
Archaeologists finding many new things that bring so much to light.
Archaeologists have discovered a huge ancient tomb in Greece.
2 major issues breaking out revolved around rodents, most likely rats.
Giant rat was spotted in concert.
Justin Bieber ending up in jail this year. He's going to have a rough year.
We ended up arresting Justin Bieber for the offenses that were committed.
Thousands of fish that seem to look like they're the same species floating dead in the water with a horrible stench in a very warm and hot area.
The cleanup in Marina del Rey is not over tonight. Crews spent the day hauling away thousands of dead fish, but more remain and the stench still fills the air.
Space exploration in 2014. Looks to me like there is something literally that explodes in the sky.
A rocket designed to take tourists to space explodes during a test flight. It happened over the Mojave Desert, killing one of the 2 pilots and severely injuring the other.
A catastrophe shook the science world. The unmanned Antares rocket built by contractor Orbital Sciences exploded seconds after liftoff from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia.
Africa endures many issues throughout 2014. I see some type of rioting.
Service delivery strikes in South Africa are becoming the norm. At the moment, we're seeing 5 of these protests a day.
Dams will be a big issue in 2014.
A leak discovered in a dam prompting a flash flood warning and putting homeowners on high alert. And one family was there when the Twain Harte Dam began to crack.
Explosions and accidents occur at an oil refinery and production plant.
An explosion and fire rocked the BP oil refinery in Whiting last night. It happened around 9 o'clock.
Join Spirit Speaks Radio now as Joseph shares with us his much anticipated predictions for 2015.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome. It is January 1st, 2015, and again, Happy New Year to you all. I'm so excited to be here. You are listening to Spirit Speaks Radio, and I'm your host each and every week, Spirit Man Joseph Tittel. So, very excited to be here. We had a little bit of a delay in the beginning, and I think that's because we are probably jammed up on the website listening. We have listeners literally from all over the world, so I'm so excited for that. Spirit Speaks Radio is here every Tuesday evening, actually, from 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're new to the show, make sure you sign up at blogtalkradio.com so that you could be a part of the weekly chat in the chat room at the bottom of the screen. That's there only when the show is aired live, so you know. I'm very excited to be here again, and we're going to have an amazing year. So with that, Hopefully later on in the show, I'll be able to bring on my friend Allison Bogman to the show. She's a fantastic numerologist, and if you're not familiar with her, you can find her at visiblebynumbers.com. Allison, the first Tuesday of every January, she comes on with her predictions, and she's on the show every first Tuesday of every month too. So next Tuesday she'll be on at 8 o'clock to talk about her predictions. But if I can and I have time before the show ends, I'm going to get her on the phone and get a little teaser from her what she's going to talk about on Tuesday, if we have time. I don't know if we're going to have time, though. I have a lot to go over today, a real lot. So, again, I welcome you all, and Happy New Year. To my 2015 World and Celebrity Predictions. So in the beginning, if you watch the trailer or listen to the trailer, because I'm actually filming this live for YouTube right now while I'm doing the live radio show, but in the beginning there's a trailer and there's my voice with past predictions, followed by the news story actually happening after the prediction. And the voice in the beginning of the show is all one person that I want to give a shout out to, Chelsea Starr. Chelsea Starr is amazing at the work that she does. Obviously, by her voice, she's got an amazing audio voice. And you can find out more about her through my website, josephtittel.com. Click on links. Her website is chelseastarr.com, CHELSISTAHR. My other shout out, of course, is to Allison Bogman, of course, for just being a wonderful, fantastic friend, for joining us all the time on the show, and for sharing her predictions. She's got a phenomenal new book out. She does a monthly forecast, so check her out again at visiblebynumbers.com. Back to the show. Spirit Speaks Radio. Again, every week I have a different topic, different guests, take people's calls, do readings by phone. So check it out again every Tuesday evening. You can find more information at josephtittel.com. Spirit Speaks Radio. So again, thank you all so much for being here today. I'm very, very excited. Very excited. So, excuse me one second. I actually need to grab water. And also, when you go to my website, check out my link on events, because you never know where I might pop up. You know, I've been all over the world practically, well, not completely, but I'd like to. But you never know where I'll pop up. So check it out. I have events, classes all over, do readings and such. So go into our 2015 predictions. But actually, go back for a minute. I wanted to tell you a couple things actually. Coming up on my website, I have a new book coming out, and I'm working on that now. I hope to have that out by the fall at the latest. And also, I'm working on all different meditations, workshops, classes that are going to be recorded audio, even videos like this. If you're on my Facebook, or if you're on my Twitter, you've seen some inspirational videos that I posted lately, or my YouTube page. We're all psychic. We're all mediums. I'm here to inspire people to activate this within us all, because we all have it. Some stronger than others, but we definitely all have that. So when there's going to be a thing on my website, hopefully by spring, where you'll be able to download different meditations, classes, workshops, and I'm going to offer different free things to help people on their journey, because I encourage people to meditate. And to me, if I can get you to meditate by offering you a free meditation, all the better for me. Anything to make our world a better place to be in. So, shall we get started? Wait, I feel like there's something else. I forget what else there is. But I do also have a book out that's already Messages from the Other Side. And you can find that on my website, or you can find that on Amazon.com. And again, I'm really excited about my new book. I can't wait about that. It's going to be really interesting. So again, if you just tuned in, I welcome you to Spirit Speaks Radio. My name's Joseph Tittel, and these are my 2015 World and Celebrity Predictions. I got a lot to go through today, like a really lot to go through. So I'm just going to really start it off. No more chit chat. Let's just move on. So, also, when you visit my website, sign up for my monthly newsletter, because I'm going to have those predictions put out in my newsletter probably by the end of the month, maybe in the February newsletter. And again, you can get that monthly forecast from my friend numerologist Allison Bogman And I also do an inspirational message in my newsletter every month, so you can check that out. Anyway, if you miss any part of this broadcast today, you can go back and listen to its entirety right after it's over. It'll restart. You can go back to my website and listen to it. Or also, it's going to be up in the video form on YouTube, hopefully within the next couple days. Because I'm videotaping it live, but there are certain parts that I might mess up today, so I apologize ahead of time. And I never videotaped myself doing a radio show before, so see how it goes. So again, Happy New Year, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Going back, we have listeners from all over the world, and I'm so excited right now. We have listeners from Japan. It's so mind-boggling and amazing to me. We have listeners from all over the United States, Mexico, Australia, Russia, Japan, China, South Africa, France. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I feel so honored and blessed that you are here. I wouldn't have expected this. It's like somebody in every part of the world is listening right now to the show, and I just think that's so awesome. And it makes me feel honored. So again, going over to my 7th annual 2015 World Celebrity Predictions. You know, it's not all gloom and doom, and on so many levels, it's going to be good. We need to allow our light to shine, our love to shine. It's really important, and I can't stress how important it is that we raise our vibration. Not allow the media to suck us in with their negative stories. And well, yeah, we'll talk about that later in the show. We're here till 4 o'clock, and I can't wait. When I'm done, I got a delicious pork and kraut, which I knew was traditional from Philadelphia area for New Year's for good luck. So we have a whole year of recreating ourselves. Every year we contemplate as humans, New Year's, it's here, oh my God, and everything's going to change and everything's going to be different. And then comes, actually, I'll go to the gym in January, the beginning of January, and it's jam-packed. You go to yoga class, the beginning of January, it's jam-packed. But by February, it's empty again. I avoid the gym. I avoid yoga in January for that reason, because like yoga, I'd have to sign up way ahead of time, where normally sometimes I could sign up to yoga a day before or 2 days before. But now that class would be booked a week before, sometimes 10 days before, because everybody wants to do it now. It's New Year's. Everybody jumps on the boat for New Year's, and then by the end of the month, they're back off of it. So I think this year is going to be a little different, though. So let's make it a little bit different than that. Let's make a dedication. In order to bring change, it's totally up to us, and we have to stick with it. So they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, 21 days to break a habit. So do it for 3 weeks and make it a point, and you'll see how easy it is once you get through it. Time flies. Look, it's 2015 already. I can't believe it. I can't believe that it's 2015. 2014 just flew by completely. So anyway, now going back to 2015, most of the time by February, like I said, we're done. But 2015 is going to be a little different, because this is a year that makes perfect for us. A year to get done those things that we actually say we're going to do. It's a year to recreate ourselves, to recreate your life, to your patterns, and move into a direction of hiring your vibration, living your life to the fullest. We all have that ability to get to that happy, blissful place, to reach our fullest potential. We come into this life with a book filled with all these chapters. We don't get to live every chapter of the book, but we pick them as we go along. 100 chapters, maybe you might live 20 of them in your lifetime. Some of those chapters are really, really good, and some of those chapters are not so good at all. They're really challenging. And again, it's up to us to pick them as we go along. That's why God has given us so many intuitive abilities, which is our guardian angels and spirit guides, to help us along. But the thing is, unfortunately, society has programmed us to be a debt slaves, which we'll talk about later on in the show, instead of listening to our intuition. No, be a debt slave. Pay your bills, pay your taxes, be a good little citizen, or we'll throw you in jail. But that's all going to change and shift. We'll talk about that later, like I said. But we have all these angels with us. And it's sad that we lost touch with communicating with that, and the fact that we're all intuitive. You know, you've all heard the phrase mother's intuition. Our ancestors thousands of years ago, not hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, were so intuitive that they knew it was going to come. They knew. We were warned by the natives, the native Indians, the Mayans, by prophets, Edgar Cayce, Nostradamus. They all said the same thing. The book of Revelation, the Bible, it all says pretty much the same thing. And these people didn't even connect with each other. You know what I mean? So how did they say the same thing? Excuse me. So again, we come into this life with all these things to achieve. So 2015 is going to be a year of good achievements to conquer. Each year I like to give the year a label, a different label for the year. And 2015, I'm labeling do or die. Do or die 2015. So if there's something you really want to do, something you dreamed of all your life, then anything, 2015 is the year to get out there and kick some ass. Manifest your dreams, manifest your goals. Now's the time to do it. 2015 is here to give you a boost you up like an angel, lifting you up to the next level, boost you and help you to reach your fullest potential and your happy, blissful place, whatever that may be for you. A happy, blissful place for me may be much different from a happy, blissful place for you. We're all different as far as that's concerned, but that's what a lot of the shift on the planet's about. It's all about energetically pushing us to that place of clearing the shit out of our way so that we can reach that happy, blissful place. So let's take advantage of this time. It's do or die. Stop sitting around. Stop letting the negative things, negative words, negative actions to control your life. Stop. The two devils on the shoulder is what I like to refer to it. The fear and the ego. And here in the middle, the center is our heart. And that is where our intuition comes from. The fear and ego, they like to talk us out of everything. The two little devils on the shoulder. It's time for us to recognize that fear and ego is there, so that we can determine to tell that fear and ego to go scratch and start listening to the heart, start listening to the intuition. Actually, this brings me to a thought that I had about a client that I had recently and how it slipped out the way I said this to them. And I'm like, this is such a great way of putting this into perspective for people. So say you are in this room and you're stuck in this room, and this room is jam-packed with people. Nobody else could possibly fit in this room. Not possible. And all these people that you're squished in this room with are all those people that these people represent all the things in your life, like little rats nibbling at you, trying to take your energy away, and these people symbolize the things that are blocking you from reaching your happy, blissful place, the things that are here to serve you in this life. These are the things that do not serve you in your life, whether it's a habit, a relationship, a friendship, and that room's so crowded with all these things that no longer serve you in your life. Right outside that room, outside the walls of that room, it's crowded too, but that's crowded with all the things that actually do serve you in your life, that do you good, that bring goodness and love into your heart. The thing is those things outside the room can't get in the room because it's too damn crowded. So what do you got to do about that? You got to start clearing out the room one by one. One thing that's in your way at a time, moving it out of the way. Clear out that room so that those people outside the room that do serve you, that do lift you up, that help you, make you feel good and make you smile and make you laugh, whether it be a person, again, a relationship, a friendship, something that makes you feel good, whether it's doing things that make you happy. Once you get rid of all those things in that room that are crowding you, you'll make room for all the other things. But you got to clear out the other stuff first because it's too crowded. You can't breathe. You can't breathe with all that other stuff in the way. So I thought that was a really good way of putting it. So Excuse me. So now again, becoming aware of the fear and ego, becoming aware, and that's what this shift is about on the planet. It's about us becoming more aware. So let's face it, folks. There's a lot of horrific things happening in the world right now and on the planet right now. It's just going to unfortunately continue to get worse in some people's realities. All these things that are happening are distractions to throw you out of balance, to help you continue being a debt slave to society, to the government, and to the Federal Reserve, and to the banks. The Federal Reserve, we're going to talk about them later on in the predictions. Anyway, the Federal Reserve controls everything. And again, we'll talk about that later. We need to focus right now, really, on things that are important on the planet, especially healing our own self, our own heart individually. But there's starving children all over the world. There's children that can't even get drinking water in places like India and Africa. People continue to go homeless every day in America, in the UK, all over the world, really, actually. And it seems like there might not be no hope at all, but there's hope. Again, these are just distractions to throw us away from our focus and away from harnessing the light and love that's within us, because love is the nature. The nature of your existence is love. That is our nature. And again, these things are like the little devils, little rats, distracting you from focusing on these things and focusing on that love and light that's there that we all have. We're all equal, balanced. Well, not everybody's balanced, but that's another story too. So it's all in our hands. In order for us to make any changes, we have to do our part. And we have to start with ourselves. And now is the time to start. We've been sitting on our lazy asses long enough. It's time for us to get up and start awakening. Start doing things that are good again for ourselves and for the planet. So this year is going to be a lot more peaceful than previous years on certain levels. There's going to be another huge energetic shift that, well, it's already been occurring for over a decade, but it's going to shift again this year, and it's going to occur between spring solstice, between March 20th and April 20th. Big time period right there. Big shift in that area, which is a great time, actually, for us to take advantage of. If you start focusing on that now, start focusing on yourself, start focusing on your life, your passion. And if you don't have a passion, you need to figure out what that passion is. Once you harness that, see yourself living the life that you wish to live as if you're already living it. The future's here. You're already living it. Stop letting your negative thoughts, patterns, thoughts, actions to control you and your life. I lost my train of thought for a second. Oh my God, excuse me. So become aware that fear and ego really talks us out of everything all the time, like I said earlier. As a part of this huge awakening, it's us becoming aware of this, because we didn't talk about the fear of ego 5 years ago, a decade ago. Now we talk about it. We know that it's there. It's controlling us. So again, it's part of that shift. We can control the future literally through our thoughts, words, and actions. Not only are we in control of the future of the planet, we're in control of the future of our lives. We're actually in control of the whole future of humanity. And to me, it is never too late to change. And remember, we create our own reality. So think about this for a moment. We create our own reality. So maybe in your reality, it might be gloom and doom and oh my God, Armageddon and the world's coming to an end and oh God, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills? Oh my God. And then my reality or other people's realities, it might be that we're harnessing the love and light. And our reality, things are good, things are happy, things are where we wanted them to be. So what reality do you choose to be in? I know what reality I choose to be in. It took me 44 years. I'm 44 years old. It took me that long to feel well, 2 years ago I started to realize all this, even though I've been doing this work for 2 decades. So anyway, I'm going to take a break from what I was just saying, just to welcome everybody again. You to my newcomers to the show, you're listening to Spirit Speaks Radio. I'm your host, Spirit Man, Joseph Tittel. I thank you. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming out today. I wish you all the best in the upcoming year. And again, we have people from all over the world tuning in today. So I'm grateful. There's people who are all over the world that are going to watch the video. So thank you. I want to also mention that, the show today, I have more people that actually listen to the New Year's Day show than listen to probably 6 months in combination of all the shows afterwards, which is crazy to me. That's how many people seek out listening to this. So anyway, going back to what I was just saying, we have become a really spoiled society. We've become really spoiled. We do not realize that our ancestors and indigenous cultures had such simple lives and were so happy, healthy. We grown into a spoiled, lazy society that really just works our asses off, becomes stuck in our patterns, unwilling to change, and just pay our debts, pay our taxes, and nothing ever changes. But change now is absolutely inevitable. It's for all of us. It's inevitable for you and for our planet. In order to secure our planet and the survival of humanity, this needs to happen. Because it's not going to, it just has to happen. These old systems that don't serve us anymore, they're all going to change. And in order for them to change, they're going to collapse first. And it's a good thing. We need them to collapse. But change is inevitable right now. Try not to allow yourself to get stuck by the media, sucked in by their negative thoughts, their negative words and actions. Don't get stuck in the negative words and actions of other people, and including your own. But people that bring you down, people that block you from your happiness, that are holding you, it's like they're holding you back, these hands. It's time to let go of that and move forward from that. We have to do as much as we can to raise our vibration and get ourselves into this place where our hearts are open, that we're manifesting that love that we long for so long. It's all part of the shift. You're in it just as much as I in it. Yeah, I could talk. But we've become such a low vibrational society, and that's why illness and all these things are so bad on the planet. When you're in a low vibration, you attract low vibrational things to you, and it just makes things even worse. It's not your fault that you fall into this category, low vibration. If you are in that low vibration, it's society that programmed us this way. Society made us this way. The way we were being taught, the way we were taught in school. We're not taught how important our energy is and how important meditation is and getting connected with spirit or God or the divine is. We're not taught any of those things. How important that the fact that when our energy is out of balance, our body becomes out of balance. In turn, we become ill, we become sick, we become diseased. So it's one of these things in our lives, this happiness that we so deserve, but we need to, again, when we're in a high vibration, we're taken care of. The universe takes better care of us. We don't have that illness. Our level of consciousness raises. We become closer to God, closer to the divine, which is actually often referred to as the Jesus consciousness, which we all have the ability to get to that Jesus consciousness. Apparently human beings haven't gotten there yet, only Jesus has, but we have the ability to get to that. Look it up, check it out. But that's one of the things it's referred to. It's referred to all different things. The new golden dawn, the golden age, all kinds of things. But we're going to become to a place where heaven is on earth, where we're at that level of consciousness, where there's love and peace on the planet, the same love that we experience in spirit world in heaven. And that's going to happen, and it's going to happen for a period of 10,000 years on the planet. It may not look that way very much like that right now, but that's the direction we're going in. Obviously, we're not there yet, but it's going to take a lot to get us there, but we're going to get there. Some realities it may be gloom and doom at first, but in other realities it may not be that way, and it could be much easier for us to do that. In order for it to be easier, again, it's about raising your vibration and getting back to the way our ancestors did things and living a happy spiritual life. If we keep going the way we are, we're going to destroy the planet. People say it's too late. I say it's never too late. If we keep doing our part, you know, you want to leave this planet like this for your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, your nieces, nephews, you know, it's a combination of all of us have to come together and do. And again, unfortunately, most of this has happened because of greed and power, of course. You know, the greed of the banks, the greed of the corporations. But right now, again, our focus needs to be on spirituality, getting out of that low vibration. The more we work on this, the more we are able to bring our state of consciousness and our planet, again, to that better level. And that's when we'll open up and know how to take care of each other. Today, we walk by the homeless. We walk by the homeless in the street. We just walk by them. Instead of stop by and asking them if they need help or helping them, we just literally walk over them and don't even know that they're there. Which, like, what have we become? Like, to walk by the homeless, what have we become? It's not cool. But again, we're going to become more aware of helping our brothers and sisters when we reach that higher vibration. We'll know how to do it in a more economical way and a more positive way. And it'll move humanity up into another level that we haven't reached yet. And I really look forward to it. I look really forward to it. It'll be, you know, less of a carbon footprint on the planet. All these opportunities are there for us, and we'll talk about some of it in my predictions. So, let's see. Somebody doesn't have audio in the chat room. Let me check on that. I'm just double checking in the chat room. Does anybody hear me? Do you people hear me out there in social media world? I think we got it. I think we got it. Okay, well, I think we're good. Where was I? Okay. Let's see, where was I here? High vibration, there we go. So just a few things that I want to mention that I hope really will help you on your spiritual journey and through 2015, your life journey, and beyond that. And sit down and make a list of things that you would like to manifest into your life, along with writing down your feelings of how you want to feel. Where you would like to be on an emotional level? How would it feel for all your bills to be paid, for you to be able to do what you want, or to work at home, or whatever it is you want? How would it feel to be there? How would it feel to be in a relationship where you're cared for the way you care for that person? Unless you're already there again, great. Then you're on your way to your happy place. But how do you feel? Write it down. How's it going to feel to you when you're healthy, when you don't have to worry about that, and you can feel good every day, and you're in equal relationships, and your friendships are balanced and equal? How would that feel? Think about that. Think about your feelings and write it down. Not, I better win the lottery. Oh my God, and this, that, and that. That's not being realistic. Having the money is realistic, but winning the lottery is not realistic. And focusing on that is not realistic. Be realistic. And so, first, we got to clean up the clutter, get some things done that will help you on your journey too. Clutter within your house and such, reorganize, because when that shift comes in March and April, you have all your feelings down. You're telling the universe what you want. And it's like you're already there. Start living life as if you're already where you want to be. And writing down, like, literally, it's like imprinting it into the universe by doing that. So it's good to do that. A vision board, cork board with pictures of things to inspire you to do these things. But this is the year to do it. Like I said, do or die, because if you don't do it now, the next decade for you is going to be exactly the same as the last decade, and you don't want that to happen. We want change. Embrace change. Love change. Change is good. Bring into your environment, your home, plants. Fresh plants are good for your environment. Fresh flowers. Bring in water or put a bowl of water in the room. This brings in the elements, and it helps change the vibration of your home, your office. Again, clean up the piles of junk, because piles of junk, the energy can't flow. When your energy can't flow, it blocks parts of your life. Also, meditation. Meditation's proven to lower your stress levels, your blood pressure, all that stuff. Try your best to avoid things that are filled with pesticides and weed killers. Try to eat organic when you can and when you can afford to, and it can be cheaper than you think it is. And don't focus on money so much. Just focus on being taken care of, and know that the universe is going to take care of you, because the universe will give you everything you want. I mean, think about your greatest fears. They always become a reality, do they not? And that's because we literally ask for it by the universe. So these are things that can help raise your vibration. Eating healthy, exercise, do some yoga, do some Pilates, go take a walk, but most importantly, doing things that make you happy. Things, anything that makes you happy. Take a trip, do things. And when you do things that make you happy and say yes, you're going to see things start to shift for you. On your calendar, like next Saturday, go on your calendar and write fun day. Write it on the calendar, fun day. Don't make any plan, just write fun day on your calendar. And I bet you when that day comes around, I guarantee a friend calls you up or something, make sure you say yes to them. And I bet you it ends up being a fun day because you wrote it down and you said Saturday is going to be my fun day. So you told the universe, Saturday, fun day. You put it out there. Watch, try it, it works. And once you see how that works, you'll see how everything else works. And I hope that helps you. Again, I welcome you all. So other things, aspartame, which is in diet soda, which is eliminating that would be helpful because it's really toxic. And these are things that the government control. Fluoride is a real big one, and I think that'll come up later on today too. But go look these things up. Look up fluoride. It started in concentration camps. Hitler started to give it to the slaves in the concentration camps. Why? Because to control them. It was all control. Why do you think the government sticks it in your water? Your water, it does nothing for you whatsoever. Your toothpaste, look at the back of it. If swallowed, contact poison control. Why do you think that is, people? Wake up. That's why they put it in your water, to keep you under control, to keep you that good debt-paying citizen, It's why people that are stepping forward are the people that they lock up and all kinds of stuff. Well, anyway. Going back to doing things, again, that are good for you. Something like yoga, martial arts, Pilates, really, really is good for eliminating back pain, helping you move forward. You just got to start somewhere. There are basic yoga classes, just start, give it a shot, I can't say, oh, I'm not going to like it, because you already told the universe, I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to like it. Again, that's the fear and ego talking you out of those things. For the future of yourself, the future of humanity, the future of your grandkids, your kids, your nieces and nephews, start with yourself. When people see that you're happy and you're doing things and you're in a good place, it makes them want to be there too. And it starts to rub off on the people around you and your loved ones and your family. It becomes a disease. Love is a disease, and it spreads quite quickly. You just got to harness it. Something I want to tell you about is going to the Access Consciousness website. There's a clearing statement on this website that I found a while ago, a couple years ago actually, and this clearing statement literally changed my life. It has helped me clear and manifest so many things in my life. I use that clearing statement for everything. I used it for my dog's fear, and it worked. I used it every day. I use it for everything. To have a good day. Just before I did this show, I used that clearing statement. And it goes something like, what energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to allow me, and then you fill in the blank. To have a good day, or to get that job I want, or whatever, you could use it literally for everything. Another statement that they have on there that is trademarked by accessconsciousness.com is a little phrase, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. Sing it. You're supposed to do it 20 times a day. Sing it. It's fantastic, and that also helped things to flow for me. One other thing, powerful thing that I want to share with you before we go on a little more, that could change your life. It's changed mine. Could help bring in good energy. And that's really simple. Really, that powerful thing that I want to share with you is focusing every day on love and gratitude. Start doing everything, again, that make you happy, things that make you happy, things that make you feel good, that raise your vibration, because happiness raises your vibration. Scientists know that when you focus on love and gratitude, it literally, your energy expands and opens, and it has a physical effect on your body. And they just discovered that. Scientists were baffled, like, wow, just focus on love and gratitude. The heart changes physically, instantly. Why would you not want to do that more often? You are an amazing being of light and love. The more you spread that light and love, the more you're going to attract that towards yourself. When you focus on love and gratitude every day, and you focus on things that make you happy, here's what you got to do. Just close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, think of somebody, something, or some place that you love so dearly. When you do that, that's when your heart opens up and expands. Take that love and put it out to the universe in whichever way works for you. When you do that and you think of, again, depending on what you think of, somebody, something, someplace that you love dearly, your heart smiles. You'll smile too, depending on what you think of. I smile every time I do it. And then take that love, put it out to the universe. When I do it, whatever works for you, you can picture it raining love. That works. I pictured shooting out and putting sparkles of love on the universe because I love sparkles. And that's just me. That's what works for me. Whatever works for you works, but you got to do it. So, when you're having a negative moment, negative thought, negative emotion, stop and I'm going to call it stop and drop. Stop and drop into love. So just again, stop, think of something that you love dearly, and it'll instantly shift your energy. It'll shift your bad day into a good day. When you sit there and pay your bills, when you eat something new, eat a good meal, or you had a good experience with your spouse or your kids or grandkids, stop and drop. Stop, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, think of somebody, something, someplace that you love. Thank the universe for that moment in time, or for allowing you to pay that bill, or allowing you to put that money in the bank, or allowing you to take that trip, and put that love out to the universe. I guarantee you, if you do that, you got to get little Post-it notes, because that's what I had to do to remind me to do it. Because we all have bad days, and when we have a bad day, I ain't thinking of no damn love and gratitude today. Hell, they're the days especially that you need to think about it. And Post-it notes saved me on that one. And when you do it again, 3 weeks, 21 days builds a habit. Once you do it for 3 weeks, it'll become a part of your life. You know, I do this whole thing with my food and holding my hands over the food, energetically thanking the food. And it's become a habit. I do it everywhere I go in the restaurant. Some of my friends laugh at me and they're like, what are you doing to your food? And I'm like, I'm doing my thing. Just let me do my thing. You know, it works for me. Whatever works for me, it works for me. But again, you got to make it a part of your life. You got to focus on it daily. Don't allow your fear and ego to get in the way, like I talked about earlier. And don't allow it to control you anymore, because it has. It tells you that you ain't good enough, or you can't afford this, or you can't get out of that relationship, or that's the fear and ego telling you that. Lastly, I would like to first actually wish you all a great 2015 and beyond. I hope you all reach that happy, blissful place that you so deserve to be in, that place of joy, prosperity, happiness, health. You deserve it. You are amazing. You are an amazing being of light and love. So go out there, everybody. Spread your light, spread your love upon our beautiful planet. Also, overwhelm yourself with happiness every day, with anticipation of the amazing future that lies ahead of you. Esther Hicks actually said that. Every day, like, just, I'm so excited. The future is so awesome for me. Tomorrow is going to be so awesome. Because remember, your future is already being created today. So doing that will actually help. So let us move on with my list of 2015 world predictions. Again, I welcome you all to my show, Spirit Speaks Radio. Again, I'm here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this coming Tuesday, the first Tuesday in January, my friend Allison Bogman will be on the show to talk about her predictions numerology-wise. And she's good, guys. Let me tell you, she's really good. So hopefully I'll maybe get her on later on to give you a little teaser of her predictions. But if we don't have time today, make sure you tune in on Tuesday to hear her predictions. Again, I want to welcome people from all over the world. Thank you so much for being here today. Australia, Japan, China, United States, Russia. That's interesting. Russia, New Zealand, Italy, France. Wow, that's amazing. Well, again, I thank you and welcome you all. Thank you so much for being here today. So, I'm actually going to take a short break for a moment so that I can get ready to go through my actual list of predictions. Some of them may be listed more than twice, so I apologize. Again, I usually wait as long as I can to the last moment to do these predictions because a lot of times if I do them ahead, things happen. And then I'll say I was going to put that in my prediction. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, sure you are, but it's true. It's happened to me so many times in the past 7 years of doing my predictions. Happened to me recently, back right before Joan. Oh God, I just drew a blank. Joan Rivers died. About 2 weeks before she died, I happened to be watching TV and I flicked and she was on TV, and it just hit me when I was watching TV that I gotta remember to put in my predictions that she's gonna pass soon. And 2 weeks later, she passed away. And I was like, I didn't even get to predict that or put it in my predictions because it happened. And that happened to me a few times this year. It happens to me every year. So I try to wait to the last minute as I possibly can to do my predictions. And I started working on them probably maybe a week before Christmas. And I put it out to the universe. And usually when I do it, I go into a meditation. I do go through prayer. I go through meditation. And I hold a recorder and record what I see. This year it was a little different because when I put it out to the universe that I was going to do it, every once in a while I would receive something. Randomly, I'd be home and I'd receive a message like this is going to happen. I have to run to my computer and hurry up and type it up. A lot of my predictions came to me that way this year, which was very interesting. And a lot of times I used to get them in headline forms, especially years ago. I didn't get many headline forms this year like I normally do. I saw more visions. And again, things that just came to me and I ran to my computer and wrote it down. And even when I'm doing my predictions and typing them out, more stuff comes to me. So again, if it's a little out of order, I apologize. The written part of these predictions will be available on my blog. Just go to josephtittle.com, click at the blog at the top of the page, and the written ones will usually be there by the second week of January. And again, I'll put them out in my newsletter too as soon as I possibly can. But again, I thank you all so much for spending your New Year's Day with me. I'm going to take a short break, play you a little song, and come back and continue with my New Year's Day 2015, 7th annual 2015 World and Celebrity predictions. So don't go nowhere. Go get yourself a cocktail. Get yourself a Bloody Mary to milk your hangover with me today. And I'll be back to continue with my predictions in just a few minutes. So don't go nowhere. Love you all for being here today. Love you lots.
Welcome back, everybody, to Spirit Speaks Radio, and Happy New Year's. If you're just tuning in, you are listening to Spirit Speaks Radio, and I'm your host every Tuesday evening, actually, at 8 o'clock, Joseph Tittel. You can find more information about myself at my website, josephtittle.com. All the information you need is there, and these predictions will be posted up on my website blog probably within the next week. You can sign up for my newsletter at josephtittle.com, and you can also get those predictions in the newsletter that I will send out sometime in January, probably towards the end of January. And lastly, you'll be able to watch these predictions on YouTube. I am recording this show, videotaping this show live right now. So shall we get on with it, everybody, with my 2015 World Celebrity Predictions. So when you see the written edition of these predictions, you're going to see them numbered normally like they are, 1 through whatever, and then you're going to see a slash and another number. The second number after the slash is the actual number in which I actually made the prediction. So I made all the predictions, and this year it was quite different for me, actually. Usually when I do my predictions, I do a ceremony that I normally do, create sacred space, go into a meditation, go deep into trance. I usually have a recorder, and I record whatever I see. A lot of times I see things in the form of headlines. Well, this year it was much, much different for me. The past 2 years, especially last year, I was going through a lot of personal things in my life, so I wasn't as focused as I normally am, or should be, as far as I'm concerned. This year, I had a lot more time to focus, a lot more time to myself, which makes me even more excited about my predictions for the year. So, what happened to me is maybe I wait to the last, as long as I possibly can, to make the predictions to the last minute. Usually, I was working on these till 2 o'clock in the morning last night, recategorizing them. And the reason being that I wait to the last minute is because it's been so known to happen to me where I would do my predictions like in November, and things that I would say my predictions would happen before January ever came around. And that even happened to me this year. I was watching Joan Rivers. I just happened to be watching TV and flicked to a channel, and Joan Rivers was on, and I started to watch it. And then it just came to me, I got to remember to put in my predictions that she's going to die soon. I just know it. And don't you know, she died, 2 weeks after I thought that, and never got to put it in my predictions. And I love Joan Rivers, and it's sad what happened to her. But things like that happen all the time, so that's why I wait till the last minute. So again, the second number in the list of numbers is the actual number of the prediction that I made, the actual order that I made them in. The order that you're going to read them in has been recategorized and put into different categories and such, and moved around and such. What happened is maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, I put out to the universe through prayer, meditation, that I'm ready to do my predictions. And then it would just, out of the blue, things would just come to me, especially the first 20 that I made, were things that just came to me out of the blue, and I'd run to my computer and hurry up and type it up. I actually got more that way than I did usually with my meditations. I did several meditations, and I did get a lot from them too. But I think I probably got more just randomly, things that came to me, or I'd be watching the news and just something would hit me, and I'm like, I gotta go write that down. So that's how I came up with the 2015 predictions. So here we go, folks. Now, number 1, we're going to start a little bit with weather. Now, some of these, I haven't finished categorizing them correctly, so some of them may be under the wrong category, but let me start with weather in the first prediction. Singapore, the country of Singapore, comes up in the news. I don't know why. I saw news headlines, and I kept hearing Singapore. I'm not sure if they are actually located in the circle of fire, as they call it. If they are located in the circle of fire, I didn't really look it up to see. But if they are, then most likely it's related to an earthquake or tsunami. If they are not, then it's most likely weather related. But it seemed kind of major in the way it was shouted at me. Number 2. California is on the edge of receiving that very long-awaited major earthquake. Lots of shaking up for California in 2015. Now, they get earthquakes every day, people. Let's face it. And the world in itself gets dozens of earthquakes every single day. But what we're talking about more is significant earthquakes. Significant in as far as magnitude is concerned. So, going back, yes, lots of shaking up for California in 2015, although I do not necessarily believe that they are actually going to get the big one, so to speak, in 2015, but they will receive one that is very significant in size, and that is newsworthy, so to speak, and will cause a bit of destruction, but I don't think major, the long-awaited huge 8.5 to 9.0 earthquake is going to happen in Los Angeles. And I think that's probably going to happen, between now and 2020, which is right around the corner, believe it or not. Can you believe we're right around the corner from 2020? That is crazy to me. 2020, right around the corner. So that's what I say for California. And just to step back for a minute, I think that 2015 is going to be a little bit more of a peaceful year in comparison to previous years. And what I mean by that is I believe that there will be a lot more peace treaties made, like we just saw with Cuba and the United States, which kind of is a joke to me, but I think we'll see more of that in 2015. 2016, though, that's the year that kind of spooks me a little bit, to be quite honest with you. I don't know why, but I don't know. And I just don't feel like 2016 is going to be fantastic. Now, again, going back to creating our own reality, it may not be fantastic for some, but it can be fantastic for you, depending on the reality that you create for yourself. So let's go to number 3 in the way of weather predictions. So we get dozens of quakes, like I said, every day, and most are really, really small, and we don't even feel them. We are going to see many news stories both in 2015 and in 2016 in relation to earthquakes hitting areas that normally have no activity at all. Large activity, that is. Most of this is caused by methods used by the oil companies in fracking. Fracking is a big cause of these earthquakes and the oil companies. This will easily be debated, and soon tracking is going to have to be done, or fracking, I'm sorry, not tracking. Fracking is going to have to be done in a more safe, earth-friendly manner, if that is even possible, or it will no longer be done at all. Most countries will ban fracking completely. The United States and China, on the other hand, will be the last in line to actually do so. They only care about the money, not the people, especially United States and China, and Russia too. Earthquakes will be felt in newer places that do not commonly have earthquake activity, such as Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, right where I'm at right now. And the surrounding areas of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, Wyoming, Texas, Oklahoma. These are all going to be places that are going to experience lots of earthquake activity. Even up in the Dakotas, South and North Dakota, which I need to put in here, actually, because I didn't put that in there. That just came to me. North Dakota. So... North Dakota. Now, number 4. Actually, let me go back to number 3 for a minute. A lot of these earthquakes will be on smaller size, causing very little damage, if any. But it's just the point that these earthquakes are popping up in these places, like Pennsylvania and Jersey, along the Jersey Shore, and along the Delaware Shore, Maryland, all these places where earthquakes are going to start popping up. And again, they're going to be minor earthquakes, but it's just the point that they're actually popping up that is kind of spooky, because they're not usually places where we get them. So, number 4, the winter of 2015 will be much quieter than last year. The East Coast will see a significant snowstorm, but that's about it. Nothing compared to last year, nothing at all. The West Coast, on the other hand, is going to have so many ups and downs with weather. Once spring arrives, the bad weather globally begins. Summer will experience the hottest temperatures on record globally as well. I believe 2016 is a much larger worry when it comes to weather, earthquakes, and things, and world events. But we will have our fair share of them in 2015. Number 5, Alaska will see some big changes in its climate, and possibly with the entire actual land mass makeup of Alaska. And the only way that would happen would be probably with an earthquake. But Alaska is going to experience a lot of big earth changes over the whole next decade. And that could only occur again from an earthquake. Alaska will see a fair share of quakes in 2015. Again, more smaller ones, but it will include a more significant one, maybe a 7.0. I don't see it causing lots of devastation or anything like that, especially where it ends up being located more in a area that is less people or no people. But it's the fact that they're going to get it that I am stating. So, number 6, in the way of weather. I see more and more issues developing along the coastlines of the entire planet, actually. They are all in great danger in so many ways. Earthquakes along with the coastlines will become more and more common. Earthquakes along the coastlines will become more and more common as we progress in 2015 and 2016. I keep seeing this large gap that opens up along the coastline. The water just, it was really weird to me. It's like this whole gap opens up along the coastline. And when I see this gap open up, I see all this water that just rushes into it. Creating what looks like a real big river and a whole new structure on the earth. This gap seems as if it goes actually under the earth and then it comes back up again on the other side, which is even stranger. But I saw that pretty clearly. And I couldn't tell if it was forming an island or what, but it was kind of crazy to me. Number 7. Texas kept coming up quite often in my meditations. I believe lots of things will come out of the state of Texas this year, but one of those things will be issues related to their weather, including droughts that are devastating to their farming community and their cattle community. Also, I see issues when they get rain. And actually, when it finally rains there, they get so much rain that it causes torrential floods and downpours and just causes a big old mess. Now, there may be other weather predictions that come along, but I'm going to move on now to politics. Politics. Issues arise surrounding the Statue of Liberty, actually. I don't know how that actually got categorized under politics, but issues arise surrounding, this is number 8, by the way, the Statue of Liberty. This could be related to several different issues, actually. First, it could be related to damage that is caused to Mother Liberty, Statue of Liberty, from weather, perhaps even a small earthquake. The other issue that may arise could be related to security issues revolved around the Statue of Liberty. Security issues, maybe even a possible threat, terroristic or threat towards the Statue of Liberty. But it's just going to be interesting that it seems like Mother Liberty is challenged over the next 2 years. And it looks like she goes through some big issues. And to me, the only thing that really could cause the Statue of Liberty to have structural damage like that would most likely be an earthquake. Unless, of course, maybe, I don't know, a hurricane, but I'm not sure. Number 9, we are about to see one of the dirtiest, lying, cheating elections that we've ever seen in the history of the United States. We are going to begin to look at it. We're actually going to begin to look like a joke to other countries. If Hillary Clinton runs, which she will, they are going to hand her ass on a silver platter, a silver-plated platter. She isn't even going to get silver. She's going to get silver-plated. But they're going to tear that woman apart. And it's really not a good idea to do so, but they're going to do so. Americans actually have huge hearts, and they can be very, very forgiving. So therefore, the forgiving part of Americans could be very beneficial to Hillary Clinton in the long run. But I see this Elizabeth lady I can't think of her last name, but this Elizabeth lady that's running up against Hillary, she's going to run up against Hillary, and I see her putting up a hell of a fight. I actually like the energy of this Elizabeth lady. I can't think of her last name, though. But, I well, anyway, yeah, Elizabeth. So, we could see Clinton and Bush go at it again together. How interesting would that be to see an election that was Clinton and Bush again? That would be really weird and strange. And to me, if that actually happened, that would just be all the more of a sign that this country and the world is under control by some secret society known as the Illuminati. But that's a whole nother story. So going back to Clinton and such, I have no doubt that there's going to be a woman in the White House, and it's going to happen really, really soon. But I can't call this election right now. I didn't get a whole bunch of clarity because it's really not really being talked about. So I didn't get much in my meditations on that fact. But I think, again, that there's going to be a woman in the White House within the next decade, without a doubt. I'm starting to wonder if it's going to be Hillary, because if it is Hillary, then we all know that it's all fixed. It's all fixed. And we know that already because the election was fixed with George Bush. And if it's fixed, if the election was fixed to George Bush to win, they're going to fix it for probably, especially if Jeb Bush runs, they're going to fix it for him to win. 3 Bushes in the White House, that's all the more crazier it is to show that the Bushes are a big part of the Illuminati and controlling things. That's why they own all the oil fields and all that they do. So that's my stance on that. Let's go to the number 10. I kept seeing large protests with very angry people outside the Supreme Court. Seems that people were holding protest signs and even riots that could come out of this. This could be done because of some type of law that's passing or that's not passing. And I believe the month of August, could be very significant as far as that's concerned. Let's talk about technology a little bit for a moment and go to number 11. 2015 is a big year for high-tech items, especially high-tech wearable contraptions that monitor your health, your sleep, your blood pressure, your medical emergencies, and so forth. These already do exist, don't get me wrong, but they're going to take a huge leap in 2015 in several ways. First, they are going to become more advanced than ever, with the ability to do some pretty amazing stuff and kind of scary stuff too, if you think about it, depending on how you look at it. The next leap that they take is when insurance companies and doctors start using these devices and start pushing them on people. And we're going to become a health technology world on top of it. So it would also not at all surprise me that pharmaceutical companies are going to get in on these high-tech wearable gadgets. So investing now in companies like Full Power would be a great idea. Just to talk about investments for that split second. Number 12, let me talk about robots, as I did in my past predictions, and how actually in my past predictions I talked about robots and how they would be introduced to, how we would be introduced to the home robot. In 2015, I believe it will be that Honda will announce some type of low-cost robot that begins to pique people's interests. By 2018, they're in 15-20% of the homes throughout the world. The robot business itself is going to be very much like the computer business in the aspect that you will constantly have to update it because there's going to be newer versions that will pop up every few months from all different companies, including Apple, IBM, and Honda. Robots are going to become a huge problem in the long run as they begin to eliminate more and more jobs over the next decade, which is really going to start to piss people off. And where was I? 13? Number 13? Something new will launch in 2015 that is actually going to give Facebook a good run for their money. It's only going to be launched in 2015, so it's going to take a few years before it really gives them a big fight, but it's coming. It's coming, and Facebook will be a thing of the past. That I guarantee you. It's not going to be around that long, and I don't know why they ended up on the stock market. It just doesn't make sense. And this takes me to my predictions on finances in the economy. So, 14. I believe I'm on 14. I just want to take a moment before I continue and go over to number 14. I want to welcome you all to today's show and wish you all a very happy New Year. If you missed the beginning of the show, you can go back and listen to the archive once the show ends. And also, go to my website, josephtittel.com, where you will be able to access my blog, where I will have the written predictions up by the end of the month. And also where you'll be able to access my YouTube page, where I will post the video from today's show. So check that out. And if you are, again, new to the show, remember we're here every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock. And this coming Tuesday, next Tuesday, coming up on the show, numerologist Allison Bogman is going to give us her edition of her 2015 World Predictions. So, where was I? I think I was on number 14. 14? I think I was on 14. I don't have these properly numbered at this moment. But let's go to finances and economy. Facebook, speaking of which, will endure major issues with its growth and with its stocks. So, not sure what causes this to happen, but I see their stock dropping big time. I do feel like lots of money can be made from them still when it comes to a really big low. Get in and buy it, but get out within 2 years because they're going to endure major issues in the future as new technology is presented, especially in 2017 and 2018. Number 15. 15. More celebrities, especially reality stars, are going to be brought down by the government and by the IRS on tax evasion. Martha Stewart and the stars of the Housewives are just a little example of what is actually to come. Number 16, the United States government is about putting fear and scare into us, the people, making sure that we pay our taxes and that we're good citizens of the country. Well, in the long run, they have been doing nothing but lying, stealing, and committing acts against us that are completely inhumane to society, such as putting fluoride in our water, spraying chemicals over our heads. Have you ever looked up in the sky? Have you noticed usually it comes in threes, 2 or 3 planes in a row spraying chemicals across the sky. Oh, but they say it's just the exhaust. But yeah, we didn't see that when we were kids now, did we? Of course we didn't, because they just started doing that crap to the environment. So 16, did I forget anything else about 16? I said it years, excuse me. I lost my train of thought here. Again, our planet's going to go through an amazing shift in the universe and in time. And all these things that the government's doing is just going to become more common knowledge for people. The chemtrails, the fluoride, it's already out there. People are becoming aware. You don't hear it in the media because the Illuminati that controls everything else controls the media. So that's why you don't see these things in the media. But they can't filter everything on the internet. Boy, they want to, but they can't do it right now. They'll be able to do it in the future, but they can't do it right now. That's why social media and the internet has become such a great tool for humanity in one way, but it has a lot of negatives in the long run too, like our ability to socialize with one another, how people just text each other instead of calling. Let's go on to number 17. 2015 is going to be a huge year to pay back karma for major corporations, but also this includes the little guys and gals as well. This will affect banks, governments, tech companies, chemical companies like DuPont, but it's time for them to pay back their karma. Number 15, 16, 17, number 17, number 18, right? Number 18. Number 18. Huge hacks into major credit card companies directly, like Citibank, Chase, and Bank of America. This will also begin to affect many other smaller chains and stores also. Large companies like Tandy Corporation, who owns Radio Shack, Home Depot, will also endure another attack, as well as Walmart, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Target will also be another target. I also see Amazon having major issues with hacking. That should actually be separate. And number 19. Number 19, I see Amazon having major issues with hacking, which may also affect the items they are shipping out. Possibly that somebody is actually changing the shipping addresses on orders for their own benefit. This is already being done, but on a small scale, and has not yet been caught. But the idiot that's doing it is going to go too far and become too greedy to the point that they are caught and arrested. Number 20. Even though the music companies will not be safe from harmful cyber attacks and hacks also, a very costly cyber hack attack will affect the music industry in 2015. Some music artists will find this to be an opportunity to leak out some of their music, but blame it, of course, on the hacks. More hacking for movie companies is also in the future. The cyber war has just begun. The US will even get in on some of this hacking, and they will even be caught doing so. Number 21. Number 21. I see 2, possibly 3 major police raids of big computer hacker groups. One of these will be responsible for millions, perhaps billions of dollars in damage before they are finally caught. Looks like one group is a group of 5, maybe 6. One of these groups is outside of the United States, of course. Let me move on to number 22. Number 22, the Federal Reserve banking system is no longer overdue, is long overdue to receive their karma. The federal banking system is overdue to receive their karma. The Reserve is not the Federal Reserve is controlled by the Illuminati, which is the richest families in the world, including, let's start with David Rockefeller, who is the controller of the whole thing. And they have programmed society to be debt slaves to them, to fill up their pockets and make them wealthy, while all the rest suffer. They are responsible for killing JFK for starters, the first president that actually spoke up against them, and the first president that spoke up and said he wanted to change the money, and who was in charge of the money. 2 weeks later, he was shot. Did you know that? They were the cause of an inside job on 9/11, because 9/11 was an inside job. They're also responsible for all the wars in the Middle East, and responsible for killing more than 500,000 children and destroying Iraq's infrastructure in order to take control of their oil and keep the dollar in banks in control worldwide. We will see the Reserve fight. They ain't going down without a fight, and they're going to fight for themselves in 2015. But the fall will take place a few years down the road, and it's going to happen. They will collapse and fall. They will not go down without a fight and without causing more war on top of it. Their systems are about to be hacked numerous times, and more truth will be revealed, to the point that people will begin to awaken and fight for what is right. In order for the new system to go into place that will work for us and take humanity into the next level of survival, into the golden age, the old systems are going to have to collapse, and the bad guys are going to have to go down. So let's go to 23. The U.S. will see a pickup in both jobs and small boost in the economy in 2015. Although issues in other world markets will bring problems to the U.S. as well as well beings, the U.S. economy is affected by the world economy. So again, the U.S. will pick up in both jobs and a little bit of a small boost in the economy, although issues in other world markets will cause problems to the U.S. as well, being that the U.S. economy is affected by world economic events. 24. Americans will get sick of hearing about corporations bragging in 2015 about their large profit gains and about their huge bonuses to their CEOs, while once again the little guys get screwed. Well, this could cause a group of employees to decide to protest and call for their own strikes. You're going to see a lot of that worldwide, actually. It could become contagious and into 2016, where more protests occur over wages, minimum wages, and in the U.S. and in the world. So, before I move on to the next, we got through 24, and I got about 100 of them, I think, and a little bit of a discussion. I want to, again, thank you, wish you all a Happy New Year, and thank you for being here to listen to my 2015 World Psychic Predictions and Celebrity Predictions. I'm going to continue going through, but